sent one of the girls to go and call, look, go back there and see whether the man is still around there. And if you see him, tell him that your father is calling him.
ليجزيك أجر ما سقيت لنا.
Tell him that your father is calling him as he want to appreciate the kindness that you have done to his daughters.
فلما جاءه وقص عليه القصص قال لا تخف نجوت من القوم الظالمين.
Musa went with the girl, and when he went with the girl and got to their homes, he met the father, and the father asked him questions.
فلما جاءه وقص عليه القصص.
When Musa got there, he now narrated all his story to this old man.
قال لا تخف قال لا تخف نجوت من القوم الظالمين.
The old man now reassured Musa that, well, لا تخف, don't fear anything any longer. نجوت من القوم الظالمين. You have been able to get here, you are safe. You are safe from the ungrateful people. They cannot harm you here.
قالت إحداهما يا أبت استأجره إن خير من استأجرت القوي الأمين.
One of those ladies also kept prompting their father. And one of them said,
قال إحداهما يا أبت استأجره يا أبت استأجره.
He said, oh, my father, Istajirhu, why don't you hire him to continue to be with us and work with us here?
إن خير من استأجرت القوي الأمين. إن خير من استأجرت القوي الأمين.
He said, we could attest to the power of this man is energetic, powerful, and of course is very reliable. So let us hire him.
إن خير من استأجرت القوي الأمين. قال إني أريد أن أنكحك إحدى ابنتي هاتين.
Almighty Allah now manifests to Musa that, well, you are now safe here. And the man now told him that, okay, Musa, what I will do for you, what I plan to do for you is that
قال إني أريد أن أنكحك إحدى ابنتي هاتين.
for this great thing that you have done for us, I plan to marry one of my daughters to you.
ألا أن تأجرني ثمانية حجج.
On condition that you will be ready to serve me for 8 years in my business.
فإن أتممت عشرا فمن عندك.
If after 8 years you enjoy the service and you are comfortable, you can increase that years to 10 or more.
وما أريد أن أشق عليك ستجدني إن شاء الله من الصالحين.
وما أريد أن أشق عليك. The old man promised Musa that throughout the time you are going to be with me, I will not make anything difficult for you. I will cooperate with you and I will help you and I will be very kind to you.
ستجدني إن شاء الله من الصالحين.
And by the grace of God, you will come to discover me as a very, very reliable and a very good man.
قال أيما الأجلين قضيت فلا عدوان عليه.
Musa now responded to the man and he said,
قال ذلك بيني وبينك.
he said, this agreement is now between me and you.
أيما الأجلين قضيت فلا عدوان علي والله على ما نقول وكيل.
He said, whichever time I spend with you, O old man,
قضيت فلا عدوان علي.
whether it's the 8 years that you said or I spend more, Allah udwan alayya, I have no quarrel against it.
والله على ما نقول وكيل.
Wallahu ala ma naqulu wakilun. Almighty Allah is a witness over this our agreement. Almighty Allah supervises over everything that we are discussing in this agreement.
فلما قضى موسى الأجل وسار بأهله آنس من جانب الطور نارا قال لأهلهم كثوا إني آنست نارا.
Of course, time went ahead and Musa spent the number of years agreed upon by himself and the sheikh that was hosting him. And when it was time, Musa had to leave Midian and go back to his own city. And while going, he had to go with his wife and the children and whatever he has, they were going. And it was when they were going,
فلما قضى موسى الأجل وسار بأهله آنس من جانب الطور نارا.
let us take note of the trend of this story that we are reading about Musa.
عليه الصلاة والسلام.
At every spot in Musa's life, Almighty Allah was there.
Allah. Allah.
He was to be slaughtered as soon as he was born, but Almighty Allah did not allow that to take place. And Allah gave them an advice on how to save his life, which would have been strange to anybody. Put your baby in a basket, put the basket in the river, and let the river carry it away. It would be strange to any human being that, how can I put a baby in the, but it was Allah that was working for them. And of course, the wave carried Musa right to the house of the one who gave instruction that all babies should be slaughtered. You would think that that would have been the first one to be slaughtered right in the house there. So you are a baby boy. Is he a baby boy again? A baby boy, okay. Slaughter him. But by Allah's command, Allah took that one away from their mind. And what happened to him was that the Allah says, وَأَلْقَيْتُ عَلَيْكَ مَحَبَّةً مِنِّي. Well, I have put my love on you, O Musa. Any eyes that sees you will love you. And that is exactly what happened when, you see, in the house of Pharaoh, it's just like you say you want to go and see our president. You can see the number of people that you even see before you. If you are going to be able to see him at all, see the number of people you will have to pass through. So, and a baby boy in a small box appearing in the backyard of Pharaoh, it was a big story in the whole environment, in their leadership this thing. So everybody wanted to know what was happening and what was there. But Almighty Allah was there watching this boy. Because he said, وَلِتُسْنَعَ عَلَىٰ عَيْنِي. I want to see what they will do because I am going to be there with them. So people were talking. People who knew that there has been an instruction, a command that all baby boys should be slaughtered. They will say, ah, it's a baby boy. No, okay, we have to slaughter him. Others are saying, no, 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 no. But Allah's will prevailed. Musa was spared. And in addition to that, he got adopted by them in that house. Adopted by Pharaoh's wife as their own son. You can see how Almighty Allah continued to work for Musa. And Musa was unaware of all this. A baby boy would not know anything. And these are all everything that he passed through. When he became old enough, he went to the city and there was a fight in which he was invited to help. He did not plan to kill anybody. He just wanted to separate them, and he gave the other guy, hit him one time, and the man fell down and died. When he saw it, himself was shocked that So the only thing was that when he got to know that they were planning to catch him and kill him, he had to run away. It was Almighty Allah that was actually positioning him for all these things until he got to Madian, and what happened, as we said, also happened. And he got to that man who also helped him, stayed with him for 8-10 years, came back, and when he was coming back now, it was time for Almighty Allah to now say, Musa has now come of age, we will now give him our message. That message, Almighty Allah has prepared Musa for it right from day one. It was Allah's choice. Allah says, I'm the one who chose you, Musa. He chose you right from that one. So if you look at the lives of these prophets, all of them went through different things. In the case of Musa, look at his life. In the case of Sayyidina Muhammad, look at his life. In the case of other prophets, look at their lives also. Different patterns. But everything is working in line with what Almighty Allah has planned for each of them. A prophet, to be a prophet is not something you struggle to attain. No. You can't struggle. It's Allah that will choose you. The choice is Allah. You may not look at the story of Musa. You may not know anything at all about it. Musa did not know anything about being a prophet until Allah chose him. Allah is now narrating his story to him. That's why we get to where we are. So other things you can struggle, like if you want to be a wali. A wali is a friend of God. And the friend of God, that those who are classified as a friend of God, these are people that they have served Almighty Allah. They devoted their life. They do not do anything that is contrary to what Almighty Allah has directed anybody to do. They keep the commands of Almighty Allah openly and secretly. Their open life, in their secret life, everything they do it conscious of the fact that Almighty Allah is there. And this wali, that is to be a friend of God, is also a big privilege. It's a big privilege. And it doesn't mean that you have to be a sheikh before Almighty Allah chooses you as a wali. You might be selling pure water, and Almighty Allah, because of your work, will grant you this position of wali. They told me a story of a man this last few months that I went home. My sister, who lived there, was telling me, together with the boy who was driving me, who also lived in that area, there was the house that is contiguous to my sister's house, Joy Street. Oh. They demolished that house. The owner of the house died a long time ago, and his children sold the house. And when they sold the house, the guy that bought the house wanted to demolish it and build a modern one. He now told those who sold the house to him, he said, look, you have buried a number of your people in this compound. It is better for you to take them away and go and keep them somewhere else. Because he just persuaded them. And my driver, he's not a small boy, was telling me, together with my sister, because it's just the house next to their home. that they were that boy who was driving me, that man who was driving me, said that they were because they are Muslims, they mobilized Muslim guys that please come and help us dig this grave so that we can pack their remains and take it somewhere. Said they were doing that. Incidentally, there was one man. All of them they knew that themselves that time. They knew in that area. They said that this man was just a farmer, ordinary farmer. The only thing that they of note who they say about him that when he was alive, whenever he went to his farm, he would come back home with banana, oranges, all those some fruits in his something, and he would distribute those things to everybody in that neighborhood. That's what God was saying to him. If he has been giving you and you are not at home, he will keep your own on your door. That's what he was doing. So when they got to his grave and they were digging him, Wallahi Lazim, he said, this is a man who had died more than 10 years ago. Wallahi Lazim, we are fasting. He said it was like he was just sleeping. His dress is a
Kafan.
the scafan, that the material they use, white,
No stain.
no stain anywhere. And when they honestly on the street, and when they were lifting him like this, the body was still
Fresh
as a human being, as somebody who is sleeping.
No smelling, nothing.
Nothing. Everything was intact. Nothing spoiling his body. So the story was everybody. So people were rushing to go and see him. That we know this man, he died more than 10 years ago. That is it. Almighty Allah granted him that people. The man died more than 10 years ago, buried in the earth and something, and because of that was and they found exactly what they put that in that grave. So they took him away and they look for another place to go and bury him. So these are things that tells us that whatever anybody is doing, once you are God conscious and you are doing what Almighty Allah is pleased with, you do not know how it's going to reward you. When I heard this story, believe me, I didn't know I was shedding tears. Honestly. Because you see, it's not a story that was so distant away from me. My own sister, my immediate junior, that is their house. And I live around that area also for a long time. I live around that area for a long time. So they knew themselves very, very well. So whatever you are doing, Almighty Allah you could do something that will please Almighty Allah and He grants you a favor that you may not even know until perhaps you've gone to answer His call. So anybody doesn't mean that you have to be an alpha because before you become a wali, anybody Almighty Allah can grant that one to anybody. But what we are trying to say is that you have to work for it. At least you have to do everything in line with what Almighty Allah wants. And if He likes, He might be pleased with you and grant you that position.
واصطنعتك لنفسي.
Almighty Allah says, oh Musa, I am the one who chose you.
اذهب أنت وأخوك بآياتي ولا تنيا في ذكري.
اذهب أنت وأخوك بآياتي. You and your brother Harun now go with my signs.
ولا تنيا في ذكري.
And don't get slack, don't become slacking on this issue. Deliver my message with all your efforts.
اذهبا إلى فرعون إنه طغى.
اذهبا إلى فرعون إنه طغى. Both of you go to Pharaoh. إنه طغى. Definitely Pharaoh has transgressed the bounds of Allah.
فقولا له قولا لينا لعله يتذكر أو يخشى.
Use your brain, speak to him